Here we are.
Here we are.
Hi and welcome. So glad you could be with us. And I'm really thrilled because today Annie has joined me. And I've learned so much in just working with you that's been remarkable. And I'm so grateful.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
So I asked Annie to join me today because even though we've known one another for about 4 months now, we've had quite an amazing conversation.
Yeah, we really have.
You know, and so to share that, coming in, like, you were in a serious car accident 20 years ago, and just so many things that have occurred over time, and that you were sharing with me just how that had really taken you out of your body in so many ways. You know?
Yeah. I mean, that's, that 2020 hindsight. Like, I know now that when I came to you, that is very precisely what I was looking for. Like, I had been a person who just didn't live in my body. Me and my friends had jokes about me being the talking head because everything happened from here up in me for a really long time. And some of that came from living with a lot of violence as a child and having a big car wreck. And, I just was in a point and had been in a point for a really long time where my relationship with my body was just contentious and mean. Just flat mean. I would never treat anybody in the way that I treated my own body. And like, I know I've done so much psychological work and emotional work and all that stuff, and I know very much the reasons for that. And everybody has their own reasons for why their body might not be a hospitable place to live. Mine was me. So I didn't know why I was coming to Pilates. I never thought in a million years I would be a girl that would go to Pilates, but I listened to my intuition. And I looked at the website and I saw Wendy and I saw what she was doing, and I thought, man, here's a woman who has been studying what I'm missing. And I knew if at any point I ever got the courage to bring the physical in with the unconscious and the mental and the emotional and everything else, it would be really, really rich. And it has been. Like, I am more comfortable in my own body now than I ever have been. And I'm not a big fan of how my body looks right now. And my body has looked a lot better in its life, but I've never been more comfortable in it. But the thing that drew me to you in Pilates was I wanted to feel strong again. I've had just some illnesses, and which have just weakened me. And I'm a girl, like that talking head, man. I didn't listen to my body. I just kept going. I just kept pushing and pushing. And, at about 47 or 46, a couple of years ago, my body went, hey, you have to stop this. And started to get my attention in different ways, which is what our bodies do, right? We ignore them and they get our attention. We ignore them more, they get our attention bigger.
Right.
And what I was looking for was to feel strong and to have a guide who could help me learn the language of my body, not just this is what a body does, because there's not really that. There's commonality, but there's not like a language, like your body speaks to you how your body does, my body speaks to me how my body does, your body speaks to you how yours does. Yeah. So what I was looking for was the ability to come into my body, appreciate my body in a different way. I mean, my body has healed from amazing things, and still I just haven't appreciated it.
Yeah.
So to really get to the point where I could have a teacher that I didn't feel like judged my body, blamed my body, which I had enough of because I've done it forever. But to find a way to be in conversation with my body and understand what a good thing it is, and understand what intelligence it has if sometimes this part of me would shut up and listen. Yeah, so I was amazed, like I'm amazed that I can say all that when really what just happened was I looked at your website and went, yeah, okay, I gotta go.
And what, so much of what we've done, we've had a conversation with your body. So what is like a distinction that you would say, wow, when I feel this is a conversation, like what does gravity feel like, or what does backing feel like to you when you think of
I love our conversation about gravity because I never knew I had a relationship with gravity. Although, you know, the times that I've fallen on my face, I probably should have figured that. But I didn't realize what a nurturing, supporting, incredibly rich relationship I really do have with gravity. Like, to get to the point where I can trust that I have myself. And I can trust that a little bit beyond that, gravity has me, and a little bit beyond that, you know, whatever you believe in, the universe has me, whatever. Makes a big difference in my ability to stay in my body, because I know about me, and I know when I get very uptight or start to push myself very hard, I'm out. Like, there's just part of me that just ignores everything. And so now, like, one of the questions you've asked me over and over again that I think is so beautiful is, what is enough? And I think you say it as, what is just enough?
Just enough effort.
Yeah, where I had always been this, right? And why don't I get the results I want with this, right? And so to like see a point where my knee starts to hurt or my hip starts to hurt, and instead of going and kind of buckling down and pushing through it, I go, oh, I've gone beyond the point of what is just enough. Pull back a little. Be sweet. Go to the point where my body wants to go, and stop where my body wants to stop.
And the thing that I've noticed, and it'd be really great to hear you say a little bit about the distinction of feeling when you know you're in the right place, you have a sense of whole body rather than a part of your body, like, yes, my knee, or yes, just my foot, or what is that feeling of wholeness of, you know, foot to head, or...
Yeah, it's interesting to try to describe in English, because it's still kind of a new feeling to me. Because I very much have been, this is a part of my body. And we've talked about how, like, as a society, we talk about that, right? This is my knee, and my knee hurts, and we'll do surgery on my knee, versus something's going on with my knee. Is there something I can adjust or change to give it a break and let it heal, kind of a thing. So, oh, I forgot your initial question.
Well, it's perfect what you just said, because it takes us right into the distinction we're actually going to be showing, which is we're going to take several pictures and to show some other things that Annie and I have done together, and how those have been valuable. But the one we're going to do together now is actually the swan on the half roller, where what you just described, like, what is it that's healing to your knee? Rather than working on the knee, and yes, we have done things on the reformer that have been really, really valuable, but what really began to teach your knee what was so valuable is that sense of, how do your hips open? How does your foot take weight so your knee gets to feel the whole body supporting what was an injured joint.
Right, because there was so much focus on my knee.
Yeah.
Right, like, because I wasn't supposed to be able to walk and all this other stuff. And again, I love myself for pushing right through that. I can walk, but oi. But so much emphasis on that I became very focused on, this is my knee and it hurts. And there's nothing I can do about it because my knee is my knee. When I came to you, you went, wait. Your knee is your knee, but it's part of your body. Which is part of the world, right? And so there's an expansion, and there's so much space in my ankle joint and my knee joint and my hip joint and my shoulder joints and all of my joints now, that it's not this compressive, tight, painful place that's hot.
Right.
There's more of this opening, and that's because you taught me that there's a connection somehow between my inner ankle and my inner ear, and you taught me all of these things that, like, my body knew what you were, like, totally. My body knew what she was talking about. My brain didn't have a clue. So, floating heads out the door. Yeah. Yeah,
because now, see, we're talking to your gut brain.
Yes.
We're talking to the deeper enteric.
Which I had known so much about.
Yeah.
Theoretically. I'd never tapped into it before in actual physical, and it makes all the difference in the world. It's like trying to describe a strawberry and eating a strawberry.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
This enteric brain actually supports this brain, but we're not really aware of that. So now we're going to show you how we do that. So join us in a second. Hi again. So Annie and I are going to describe a little bit more about what really was more effective for her in the setup of working with the half foam roller. First of all, we played with the barrel.
Right.
Right, the long, and it was a long, low barrel. I was thinking that was not going to be too high and all that, but that felt really compressive to you.
Yeah, my experience is, you know, I carry extra weight and I carry it mostly in the front of my body. So to have something right where I carry most of my weight whacked all of my alignment out completely. So what we were trying to do wasn't going to be what we were going to do. And
it wasn't really allowing you to breathe.
Right.
The solar plexus was really, compressed.
Yeah. Yeah, so then I think we tried the shorter barrel.
Tried the shorter barrel, right, thinking that was going to be less compressive here, but it was still too much.
Yeah,
pushing.
There's not enough flexibility with it, right? So then we went to this, the half foam roller. And still I have to get it very much in the right place, because if it's up on my belly too much, then I'm too high and I'm not actually getting a stretch where I want to stretch. And if it's too low, it still just doesn't do anything, right? It just sits on my legs, which doesn't help my hip joints at all because it's back beneath them.
Exactly. And what you're looking for is to stimulate the suspenders up the front. You see, you want to get the lift here. So Annie's got the roller right at her hip socket right here, which allows lift to happen. You notice that you're naturally up on your forearms.
Right.
It just feels...
Whereas 4 months ago, this was not a comfortable position for me.
Exactly.
Yeah. And some of it is because I know with the wreck that I had and the damage that I had around my hip joint and my sacrum was so tight. Like, for years I've tried to get massages around my sacrum and people start to just barely touch it and I'm off the table. And actually yesterday, Wendy and I were working together and she like put her thumbs in my sacrum and I was just like, oh wow. Like it's flesh, it doesn't feel like solid bone back there anymore.
Right, so much is softened.
Yes.
Softened because her hips are opening, that's allowing tail to release. So as Annie was saying earlier, she's gotten much more of a sense of backing, which we call down the back. So more of a sense of release, which is now allowing your knee to have more space, allowing your thighs to open.
Right, because it feels like everything is moved up here, and so it just pulls everything up here, so my knee's just not as scushed.
That's right. Your knee's not doing all the weight. Your feet are now. Feet have the weight.
Yes, and they can handle it. My knee cannot.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fabulous. Fabulous. So this position right here is a tremendous, we sometimes think of this as we have to do a lot, but there's a lot happening, isn't there, Annie? Just being on the roller.
Like right here. Oh yeah, the foam roller can change your life. Just saying. It's the dumbest little thing and it can totally change your life.
Simplicity, because your body is so brilliant. Biointelligence, the body's biointelligence is always moving.
Right.
We think we have to do a lot, but actually everyday movement is happening when we move from the right place, when we allow ourselves to be backed, when we allow lift to happen naturally. It's just everything happens in the way that it's meant to happen.
Yeah, none of it feels forced. Like when, before, I've been a gym rat before, I've been all of it, and it's all been force. And this feels like, oh, I'm having a natural experience, and my body is not feeling all stressed out because I'm trying to force it to do something it's not going to do. It's doing something it's wanted.
Yeah.
I just didn't know it wanted it.
Yeah. And you were even saying a moment ago that just actually feeling lift through your inner ear and going onto your hands felt even more natural, going into a bigger swan.
Oh yeah.
Feeling how you could press down.
Like it's really easy for me to come way up here now.
That's amazing.
And it used to be I could get up here, but everything across here was completely clenched to get me there.
Yeah.
And now it's just like a lift from my ear.
Gorgeous.
It's awesome.
Just gorgeous. Beautiful. Thank you, sweetie.
Yes.
So much.
Yes. My pleasure.
Thank you all for joining us. See you soon.